You guys take a half. Wow, wasn't that fantastic? Oh my gosh. So that was Maddie Cole. Maddie is a junior at Garfield High School, and she has been a student of Key to Change for just about 5 years now, and is competing tomorrow in a concerto competition for a chance to make her debut with the Seattle Symphony. So we wish her all the luck in the world. Yeah. So welcome, everyone. It's so great to see everyone on a beautiful sunny day in Seattle. My name is Mark Wright, and I'm your MC. I've got the honor of being your MC this afternoon. So welcome to the 2023 Key to Change Spring Salon Fundraiser. Today is really a special day because it's a celebration of young people. And more than that, it's a celebration of an organization that is literally changing the lives of young people. And in doing so, changing our community for the better. Key to Change, 6 years old now, thanks to Dr. Quinton Morris, who founded it 6 years ago. I better make sure my script is right side up. So it is my pleasure. You're going to be experiencing some interviews today. You're going to be hearing some music. And this is a celebration in a pretty iconic musical venue, Benaroya Hall. So on behalf of Key to Change Board of Directors and staff, we are so grateful that you've made time for all of us today to celebrate Key to Change. So if you're not super familiar with Key to Change, and I know a lot of you are, Key to Change mission is to inspire underserved youth through world-class music instruction and to support their development as self-aware leaders. That's a crucial part of Key to Change. So over the past 6 years, hundreds of students have received violin and viola lessons in the South King County area. Students have gotten weekly lessons. They actually get to work with some really high-level professional musicians in guest artist master classes. They've taken part in academic lecture seminars with university professors, which have been invited to perform. They also have as guest soloists with regional orchestras. They performed in numerous outreach performances. Our students have been super busy, and that's by design over the past 6 years. Also, Key to Change is the recipient of Community Stages Fund, which is funded by the Tagney Jones Family Fund with the Seattle Symphony. And as a recipient of that fund, students have been able to open for the Seattle Symphony, perform for members of the orchestra, and attend dress rehearsals here at Benaroya, where the symphony rehearses. And of course, hosts events like the Solo String Festival and our fundraiser today. You know, what's most exciting about Key to Change is the community it's been developed by this organization. As Dr. Morris, Quinton said in the reception just a little bit ago, look at the diversity of this audience and look at the community of this audience that has been brought together for the common good of benefiting young people. I think it's a beautiful thing that we are all here together to celebrate this. The diversity of the students within the organization is extraordinary, and support for building oneself up and gaining confidence has been infectious. If you think about what we can do to equip our kids for success in life, do you guys remember what it felt like to be their age? I remember how terrified I was of just about everything, including girls. I was just terrified of everything. This organization, through music, builds confidence. And in doing so, that confidence spreads into all areas of their lives. That confidence will serve them for the rest of their lives in all kinds of ways. That's how exciting this is. Today's program is slightly different from the Key to Change programs of the past. Of course, we're going to hear from some students performing. We're going to hear from a current student and also an alum to share some ideas and perspectives on how Key to Change has impacted them. Also, something even more special is we are giving the inaugural Community Achievement Award to a public figure who's had a huge positive impact on youth, the Black community, the arts and culture sector, and the greater good for humankind. Ms. Vivian Phillips will be honored today. Before we go on, I'd like to thank the sponsors who have made the Solo String Festival and the Spring Salon Fundraiser possible. So if you could put your attention up to the big screen. Seattle Symphony Community Stages Fund, which is supported by the Tagney Jones Family Fund at Seattle Foundation. Thank you. Also, an anonymous sponsor at the platinum level, thank you so much. Douglas Smith and Stephanie Ellis Smith, thank you for your sponsorship. Yeah, that's a big one. An anonymous sponsor at the gold level, thank you, anonymous sponsor. The Nessholm Family Foundation, thank you. We also have U.S. Bank to thank. The City of Seattle. The Renton Municipal Arts Commission. Dale and Leslie Chihuly Foundation. And Rafael Caraba Violins. Thank you all for your generous support. I'd also like to extend a very special thank you to an anonymous donor who has generously agreed to commit $10,000 in matching funds. So every donation of $100 or more, up to $10,000, will be matched 1-for-1 today. So thank you to that anonymous donor. Yeah. So your support, whether you're here in person or whether you're watching virtually, we welcome those of you watching wherever you are via the internet. I hope you understand that your support means the world to these students today, literally. You have opened doors to these students that have been closed to them for many, many years. So I think this is where the fun begins. Let's hear from some of these students. The first student I would like to introduce is Malak Ali, a current student in the Key to Change program. Malak is an 11th grader at Kent Meridian High School, so let's please give a warm welcome to Malak. Come on out.
I'll introduce myself again. My name is Malak Ali, and I'm an 11th grader at Kent Meridian High School. I started classes here at Key to Change during the pandemic, during Zoom. And I absolutely loved it. I love this organization. I always want to come back for more challenge, for the community and the love that I get here. Key to Change is the friend that builds me up and helps me become a better person. I say that because as adolescents, we get influenced a lot by every big, by every small, and it all creates our habits and it creates our actions. And we mimic the people close to us and around us, and I needed somebody, a community that I can mimic, and it'll make me a great person, and that's here at Key to Change. But my reality was, or through school and maybe some other places, is that there is fights and there's people vaping in the bathrooms and not a great influence. I see some nods right there. Yeah, it's just not the environment I like to surround myself with, and it's not the values that my family hold. And as students, our values and our morals and our integrity aligns completely with Key to Change program. For example, yesterday we were performing at the illustrious Benaroya Hall, and now we're here, again, and it's amazing. I get to be here multiple times in the year. I never thought of myself being here more than once or even ever, so that's awesome. And I'm super grateful for Key to Change and the opportunities they give to me, and I'm grateful for all the sponsors, the donors, everybody here that allows me to have a second home that I can call mine and for me, and where I get encouraged and I get pushed to become a better person and to learn music. Key to Change is a place where I learn integrity, respect, self-worth, confidence, as mentioned before, whether it's through playing or through the amazing people we meet, such as the judges or Chris Stewart, people writing music for us that we never thought we can even say their names. So that's awesome. Truly, thank you so much to everybody who gives me a safe place to be. Thank you.
Nice job, Malak. See, that's confidence, isn't it? An 11th grader? That is unbelievable. And think about it. I really believe in the adage that you are the sum of the 4 or 5 people you spend the most time with. Key to Change creates a community of friendships for these young people, and they get to spend time with actually really good other human beings. And that creates them to be better themselves. Malak, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. I think you may be running the country at some point if you keep this up. Next, I would like to invite an alumna who began her violins lessons during the inception of the program, and she is still very much engaged with Key to Change, volunteering with the organization, and I can't wait for you to meet her. Please welcome Annalisa Ruiz. Annalisa, come on out. So, Annalisa, we got to meet just before the show backstage. So you got to go through the program, and now you're out of high school. I'd love to just get your perspective on what Key to Change meant to you.
Key to Change really gave me that second home. Like Malak said, it was definitely a place where I can be myself with other musicians that just love music as much as I did. I definitely was able to be myself, taking lessons with Dr. Morris. I was able to learn a lot about myself in playing music. Definitely learned how to get lost in the music and just really enjoy it. Best part about it is just getting to know everyone that I took lessons with and really connecting with the music community.
What was it like getting, the fact that you're getting lessons from someone who has a PhD in violin performance, who's an instructor at an esteemed university. My violin teacher in Ferndale probably took off their barn boots when they came to my lessons. I'm not disparaging Mrs. Donnellan, but because she was a fantastic violinist. But what is it like getting that kind of instruction at that level? What did that feel like for you as a student?
Very inspiring, knowing that me as myself, as Latina, knowing that he's giving me really big opportunities just to get to know myself. And I just seen how much he has done, and I'm like, I want to be just like Dr. Morris. I want to do what he does, And right now, since I've graduated, took a gap year to figure out my motivation and what do I want to do for the rest of my future. And seeing Dr. Morris, teaching all these students and, having them perform and doing all these events, I'm like, I want to be a teacher too. So
that's really cool. One final question. Why is it important for everyone to support Key to Change?
There's students who can't really afford lessons, in the Seattle area. And, him having a nonprofit organization, he's giving a lot of programs that other organizations that, give lessons to, and he's making it all happen every single day. And it just keeps getting bigger and, really inspire these students. They really want to do this, keep being involved in music, because it's so important to life. Like, myself, I feel like I can't live without music. It's just, I love it so much, and it really gives me a purpose in life.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Nice job. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Annalisa. Boy, it's wonderful to hear from our students who've been impacted by music. I think, how many musicians do we have in the audience? How many of any kind, even if you play the kazoo? Show of hands. I mean, I don't think I could live without music. I love music, and music is part of what makes life so beautiful. So thank you, Annalisa, for that. Our next performer enrolled in Key to Change during the pandemic and has been playing the violin for only 2 years. You're going to be blown away when you see her. Tomorrow, she is competing in the final rounds of the concerto competition for an opportunity to make her debut as a soloist with the Seattle Symphony. I still can't believe she's been only playing for 2 years. And she learned the violin first on Zoom, if you can imagine, trying to get finger positions over the internet. Holy cow. So please welcome violinist Abby Spillers and her piano collaborator, Jeffrey Liu. Come on out. It's great to have you. So Abby, I still can't believe you've only been playing for 2 years. When you first picked up the violin, did it feel like, wow, this is my instrument? Or did it feel like the bagpipes and the neighbors called and told you to be quiet?
I think I was really excited because my whole life I wanted to play the violin, but I never got to until like middle school, so I was pretty excited.
Wow. What is it like going to Key to Change? I mean, it must have been tough during the pandemic to learn over the internet, but now you're back in person. What's it been like?
I think it's been like a great like growing experience. It helps me like socially because I get to talk to other students and also just progress with my instrument.
What's been the most exciting thing that you've learned about the violin since you started?
I think learning all of the pieces that I've learned and like seeing all of the progress has been really nice.
Yeah. And what about the benefits of taking lessons at Key to Change? You've got a piano virtuoso here accompanying you. You've got, maybe I just gave him a promotion, I don't know, but, and Dr. Morris as well. What's it been like just experiencing these lessons at such a rich level?
I think I'm really lucky. My teachers, always push me to do my best, and, I have Mr. Liu, so it's been really nice.
Okay, so tell us what you're going to perform.
I'll be playing Concertino in A minor by George Perlman.
Okay, go ahead, thank you. 2 years. Wasn't that fantastic? Nice job, Jeffrey, as well. That was fantastic. So our next performer also started taking lessons on Zoom during the pandemic and has been playing the violin for almost 4 years now. Since Eden joined the string studio, she has really excelled at music by most recently making her debut as a guest soloist with the Northwest Symphony Orchestra. And she, like Abby, is doing fantastically well. She's going to be competing in the final round of the concerto competition for an opportunity to make her debut as a soloist with the Seattle Symphony. That happens tomorrow. So please welcome Eden Palos to the stage. Eden, come on up. So Eden, when you were warming up earlier, the first note that you hit made me go, what was that? You play with such power and intensity. I love it.
Thank you.
Do you feel like the violin chose you, or how did you get attracted to the violin?
I started the violin through my school's orchestra. So I remember they had demonstrations going on, and I was like, I'll just play that, And I was excited to start. I remember being really excited.
Yeah. Tell me about Key to Change and what it has meant to you as a student of the violin.
Key to Change has definitely made my passion for the violin grow by a lot, and I've had a lot of different opportunities to be able to play and perform. So I think it's really helped me become a better performer as well.
Have you ever had one of those moments? I mean, you've soloed with some symphony orchestras. Have you ever had that moment where it's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that I'm actually doing this?
Yes. Yeah, that's definitely happened to me.
What was one of the best experiences that you've had performing?
I think the Northwest Symphony performance was definitely a big one for me, but I remember the first solo string festival we had. That was really my first OMG moment playing violin. Yeah.
What is your long-term goal when it comes to this instrument?
Just definitely keep improving and be the best I can be on the violin. Yeah.
I love it. Eden, what are you going to perform for us today?
Today I'm playing the first movement of Vivaldi's Concerto in A minor.
Okay, good luck. Thank you. Man, I got goosebumps on that one. That was so fantastic. Eden and Jeffrey, thank you so much. You know, Key to Change has a number of community partners who join their mission of providing musical instruction to students. Allied Arts of Renton provides scholarships for students who live and attend schools in Renton. And to introduce the recipients of these scholarships, I'd like to welcome to the stage Linda Middlebrooks and Leslie Ongst. Please come on up.
My name is Linda Middlebrooks, and I'm the president of Allied Arts of Renton. And our organization is devoted to supporting the arts and the culture in our community. Each year we give young scholars, and we encourage them and help them in their talent, in furthering their education and their training in the artistic field. We have chosen 8 students from Key to Change who are receiving year-long scholarships to continue their music studies for the rest of the year. And we're so pleased to do that. Okay. Stand when your name is called. Madison Cole. Jessica Lee. And I saw Derek and Devin Nguyen. And Chris Ramirez, illegal. Sona Serpa. And Elijah Stallworth. We are so happy to be able to do that. And another little thing I want to add, Quentin Morris is a graduate of Renton High School. I think that's all I need to do.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And those scholarships, did you see the passion? I love it, you guys. So now it's my pleasure to introduce the person responsible for all of this. I was thinking on my way down today, when I was driving in, I was thinking about what I was going to say about my friend, Dr. Quentin Morris. I think the thing that impresses me most about Quentin, and I think this is something that we all can do in our lives, each of us has a special gift, a unique gift that we can give to the world. I believe that every one of us does. But I think that gift becomes magnified when we decide to not only use that gift in the way that was intended, but also to expand that gift. So Quentin has a love of music. He's a teacher of music at a very high level, and he thought, how can I use this gift to make our community better? How can I use this gift to make the lives of young people more meaningful? And really make a deep impact in the community. Hundreds and hundreds of young people have gone through his program. So I went a little bit off script on this one, but this is a guy that I am super inspired by. Please give a warm welcome to the Key to Change founder and executive director, Dr. Quentin Morris, my friend.
Thank you so much for that, Mark. I really appreciate it. I really respect you too. And I'm just so honored and happy to have everyone here to celebrate our students and the amazing accomplishments that they have just given to all of us. I think these kids are amazing. Can we give them all a round of applause, please? So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Quentin Morris. I am the founder of Key to Change, and our mission is to inspire underserved youth through world-class music instruction and to support their development as self-aware leaders. And over the last few days, we've had our Solo String Festival here in this space at Benaroya Hall, where our students have had an opportunity to work with professional musicians who've served as judges and master teachers. Students have had an opportunity to receive feedback on their playing, as well as observe other student performances, which I think is really important because a lot of times we learn by watching others. And so I think that that has been a really invaluable tool that our students have been able to do, is watch how other students learn in this festival. Because of this festival, unlike other festivals around in this area, we really want to celebrate their success. And through this festival, what we have seen, and this is something that the judges and myself and also the master teachers have talked about, is how they have been able to adapt so quickly to all of the feedback, which makes them just more responsible, more acceptable to criticism and feedback, and also just really caring not just about the art form of music, but also about their own learning, which I think as adults is what we all want for kids, is for them to become responsible, reflective learners and thinkers where they can start to make decisions on their own. And I think that that has just been so powerful and so beautiful to witness and watch over the last few days. We are giving away awards today. This is actually an award ceremony. And before we acknowledge the students for their hard work, there's some people that I want to acknowledge here in this room, because without these people, we can't do any of this work. So first, I want to acknowledge all of the parents and all of the guardians. And can we turn maybe the house lights up a little bit? Because I want everyone to see that it's not just me, and it's not just Jeffrey Liu, and it's not just my staff who are working with these students, but it's also the community of guardians and parents who enroll their kids and bring them to our studio. And I just want you to stand and be acknowledged. Thank you. Please stand if you're a parent. And I saw the dad in the back that was all scared to stand. I saw you. You thinking, I saw you. I can say that because we went to high school together, and he was a year under me, so I can still give him a hard time. But thank you so much for having your son in our program. Secondly, I'd like to acknowledge and thank all of the orchestra teachers and principals and superintendents who we partner with, who work with us to make sure that their students are enrolled in our program. Of course, to all of our sponsors and donors who help to make all of this possible, we're so appreciative for your financial support so that this organization can exist. Thank you. Additionally, there's a couple people here and that I want to acknowledge, and that I think it's important for our students to see and know who are in the room, who are making a huge impact on music. and just the arts in general. And I think and I'm speaking now to my students, that it's important for you to see these people who are in the room, to know the impact that you have on our community, and also to know who you can aspire to be like. For instance, this person, Stephanie Matthews, an accomplished violinist, an entrepreneur, graduate of the Juilliard School. She owns a company, an entertainment company called String Candy, which specializes in booking musicians and live performances, recordings for television and film, and many award shows such as the Grammys, the Oscars, BET Awards, every rap show you could think of. If there's any award show performing with Beyonce at the Oscars, Stephanie's there. A residency at Las Vegas with Adele, Stephanie's there. Or on the soundtrack, contracting all of the musicians in the orchestra, meaning she hires all the musicians, works with the arrangers, including Hans Zimmer, who's like mega star. That's Stephanie. Stephanie stands so all my students can see you. So, FYI, if any of you guys make it and wind up working for Stephanie, call me. For real. Also, I think it's important for us to acknowledge an amazing visual artist who's here. I'm so inspired by his work. Barry, stand up and be recognized. Amazing artist here. Beautiful artist who is doing really fantastic work here in Seattle, and I am totally inspired by you. I'm so inspired by your work and also the service that you provide to our community. Thank you. Now let's get to the awards. There are several people who worked with us over the last few days who I'd like to bring up to the stage. And I think it's important for everyone to know these master musicians and artists who have worked with our students over the last few days. So the first is Dr. Latanya Ellerby, who is professor of violin at Jackson State. Come on up here, Latanya, get off your phone. Latanya, I'm gonna brag on her while she's coming down. Tammy, get ready, because you're next. Latanya teaches again at Jackson State University, has one of the most nurturing, just wonderful, warm personalities, and all of our students just flock to her like she is the mother hen of the Solo String Festival, and we're so appreciative to her. She has a doctorate from University of Minnesota in violin. Crazy. Dr. Tammy Lee Hughes, professor of violin at Spelman College, came up from LA. Come on down. Entrepreneur. An entrepreneur, recording artist, just amazing ball of energy. She's really a fireball. I mean, she brings the heat in the classroom. The kids absolutely love her. And she is an inspiring woman to all of us. The third is Robert Simons, who is, it's funny, Robert recently retired as recently retired as a violinist, and I'll ask you guys to stand to my left, please. Thank you. Retired as the principal second violinist of the Rochester Philharmonic. I met Robert. Rochester, sorry, Rochester Philharmonic. I got it right? Okay, cool. And I met Robert through a graduate program that I did. We took some classes together at Harvard, and Robert is really passionate about public policy, more specifically within the arts, and just fantastic, fantastic teacher and violinist, and so glad to have you here. The third is Dr. Anthony Spain, who is a conductor of Northwest Symphony. Are you here, Anthony? Come on down. We've continued to have Key to Change has continued to have a partnership with Northwest Symphony Orchestra. They do their performances at the Highline Performing Arts Center. Eden, who you heard earlier, had an opportunity to perform on their concert series last year, and we're so appreciative to continue the partnership. Additionally, some of our students have also done a side-by-side with Northwest Symphony, and so we're really, really happy to continue that going into the next year. The next is Jason Amos, who is a violist from Boston. Jason is fabulous. Look at that jacket that Jason has on. Jason is fabulous, part-time singer, opera singer, sings for all the students, all their parts, and it's just, look at that smile, just great guy. You can tell just by looking at him that he's just fantastic in the classroom. The students really, really enjoyed working with him. And last but not least is Paula Magical. Please come on up. Paula's from Mexico, and she is the conductor of Orchestra Northwest, and this is the first time that we've had an opportunity to work together, and I just love the passion that she gives to all of our students on stage. It's just been really, really fantastic, and so I'm just really grateful, and I wanted you guys to see these people and hear who they are so you know the caliber of teaching and the caliber of education that we are giving our students here at Key to Change. Here's the evidence right here. So, to the awards now. I got too much paper up here. All right. Pull it up, sorry. 1 minute, you know, technology. I left it backstage, so I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. I'm human. You know how it goes. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm human. You're seeing a very human moment. And I left it backstage. Talk to your neighbor for 1 minute. Sorry. As much as I try to be on point, and everyone says, oh, you have everything so perfect. I'm not perfect. There we go. Okay, so here we are. So the awards that we're providing to our students, I just want to preface this first so that you really understand the significance of this. All of these awards that we are giving to our students are all serving as a teaching tool for them. So these prizes are all things that will advance and enhance their learning. So much to where some of these judges here, when I was telling them the prizes, they're like, "Can I get one?" I'm like, "No, you cannot." I'm sorry. So these prizes are all to help them advance their study, to give them a deeper understanding and an appreciation of learning the instrument, and to also boost their self-confidence as they continue to advance. So the first is we have some special prizes, and the judges here on stage all decided to award several special prizes to students from all the different categories. And so the first are 6 bow rehairs. Now that may not mean much to you, but a bow rehair is basically the bow, it's a long stick, and it has hair on it, and it needs to be replaced every 3 months. Most people can't afford it because it's between $60 to $200 to replace the bow hair, right? So there are 6 students that are going to get a free bow rehair, okay? And so I'd like for these students to stand once your name is called. First, Justice Johnson. Congrats. Isabella Mendel. Malak Ali. Elijah Stallworth. Chris Ramirez, and Daryl Anakiko. All right, so rosin is a solid piece. It looks like glass, but you basically rub it on the bow hair, and that's how the sound is produced when you place it on a violin. And rosin can be as cheap as $5. That's the bad rosin, you don't want that. Or it can also be as expensive as like $100, right? And so having good rosin enables a string player to be able to produce a really good tone on the instrument. And so we have 2 students who we are going to award new rosin to, and those students are Eliza Stallworth and Atalia Machada. You stand. Woo! Okay, so we got 2 gift certificates in the amount of $250 to from Bischoff Berger Violins, and those students can basically go shopping and buy whatever they want for their instrument. And we selected 2 students. Amarad, where are you, girl? Where are you at? Stand up. And Lena Lee. Yeah. Now, the other thing that's really important is the music, right? When you have your music and you're at home, to be able to place it up on a stand, most kids don't have music stands, right? Because they're expensive. And so we have 2 music stands that we're giving away, and they will be shared because the 2 pairs of students who are getting them are siblings. So you guys better behave. No fighting over the music stand. Derek and Devin, stand up. And Eliza and Elijah. So I know that this next gift is a special gift because this was a very special donation that literally came in on Thursday, and this donor was unable to make it, but I think might be watching at home. So if you're watching at home, thank you. This gentleman brought in a new instrument worth $3,750. This student will have an opportunity to use the instrument. It will stay in our library, but the student will be able to use it for 1 year. I certainly hope that this encourages this student who is feeling a little down about playing their instrument, but they played such a beautiful performance yesterday that the judges said, no, this student needs this instrument. And so I hope, Mason, this makes you feel better. You are the recipient. Similarly, we had a donor who contacted us a couple of months ago who very specifically said that they wanted to donate $2,000 to our organization to buy an instrument for a student. And this donor said very specifically, I do not want it in your library. I want this student to own the instrument. And I said, all right, okay, all right. And so I've been holding this secret forever. And the jury, I took it to the jury panel, and the jury panel has recommended that the owner of this new $2,000 violin, that they get to choose, they get to pick out this instrument, goes to Avi Spillers. Abby, we're going shopping next week. Congratulations. Strings can be really expensive. Strings can cost, the cheap strings cost maybe, what, $25, $30? No, I said cheap. Super sensitive? How much is super sensitive strings? 50 bucks? Yeah, 50 for super sensitive. They're terrible. Sorry, super sensitive. Sorry, super sensitive. Sorry. Your strings are terrible. I don't endorse the product. Sorry. Anyway, but strings can be really expensive. And so we have, and strings can cost up to 150 bucks for a set, $200 for a set. And the steel that goes on the violin can either make it sound bad or really, ring and have a beautiful sound. And so we have chosen 2 students to receive brand new high-level strings for their instrument, which are Ashley Quintera and Anthony Roberts. We get contacted by organizations all the time asking us to send, students to their music festivals where they can go for a summer and study with a teacher. And so, and I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of people contact me because we got a lot of students of color and they want to check the box. I said it. And I'm like, they can come, but you have to pay. You have to pay the students to be there. I said it, and I meant it. And with that being said, I have 4 full scholarships to summer music festivals. Chamber Music Guild has a summer program. It's a week-long program in North Seattle, and there are 4 tuition-free scholarships for students to go and study for the week. Please stand when your name is called. Alina Kang, Lynn Terrero, Olivia Brown, and Madison Cole. Congratulations. Okay, so that's the end of the special prizes. So we have 3 other really fantastic prizes. One thing that we do here at Key to Change is we open up our festival for other students from the community to come and participate. One thing that we have done this year that is different from past years is when we've invited students to come and compete in our in one of our divisions, this one specifically, the community competitive division, we're giving a cash prize of $250 to a student who's not a part of Key to Change. Additionally, what we said is to the applicants that in addition to the $250, we will match a $250 scholarship or donation to your orchestra program at your middle or high school. This is a way for us to build community with our partners who are in school districts as well as with youth symphony orchestras. And so we're really pleased to be able to present a $250 scholarship, cash prize rather, to Olivia Brown. Please stand if you're there. Maybe she's at home, so congratulations, Olivia. Okay. So this next division is the debut competitive division, and this was really interesting because this category, I have never seen so many students from our studio be so enthusiastic about entering. Generally, we're trying to pull the students, trying to like drag them to be a part of the competitive divisions. But this year, it was very different. Everyone was like, I want to do this. I want to win. And so I just want to read off to you what the top prize winner will win, which is a $500 college scholarship. They also receive a year-long tuition scholarship in our studio, along with an opportunity to perform in guest master classes with members of the Seattle Symphony, and they get to perform on Classical King FM on my show, Unmute the Voices. Additionally, we're giving a second and third place prize, respectively, of a $50 gift card to a music store and also new strings. The third place winner of that is Elena Kang. Please come up and meet your judges. Congratulations. So this next award for the debut competitive division, I guess I need to read kind of both, right, of who the winners are. The first place winner is a senior, and as I mentioned earlier, would receive a full scholarship for the following year in our studio. But since she's graduating, she won't be here. So we've made a compromise, and Lynn Terrell is first place, who will receive the $500 scholarship. And Natalie Anderson is receiving the full scholarship for the next year as second place winner. Come on up, girls. Come on. You have to shake my hand. Congratulations. Can we give a big round of applause to these students? So as you heard earlier, Mark Wright mentioned that we have 3 students who are competing in the Seattle Symphony Concerto competition tomorrow. And I just want to give you a little bit of context on how big of a deal this is. First off, Seattle Symphony is probably arguably one of the top 10, top 15 symphony orchestras here in the country, okay? Winning a job in a symphony orchestra is harder than getting into the NFL and the NBA combined. It's extremely competitive. Additionally, once you're in the Seattle Symphony, unless you are the first chair or maybe the second or third chair, to be able to stand up and play a solo with the orchestra, most musicians who play in the orchestra never get that opportunity. That's how important standing in front and playing a solo with an orchestra is. There are members who've been in the Seattle Symphony 40, 50 years who've never done it. They just sit in the back. No shade, no shade. So these 3 students who are performing tomorrow, they have an opportunity to stand up and play a concerto with an orchestra. This is monumental for them. As a college professor, when I see a student who has indicated that they have performed with a symphony orchestra, I'm like, wow, that's impressive. But to perform for one of the nation's top orchestras is incredibly impressive. And so we did a prelim round where students had an opportunity to perform for the judges and receive feedback on what they need to do in order to get ready for tomorrow's performance. And so while we didn't have a first, second, or third place, we do have some prizes for the 3 winners. Abby, of course, has gotten the new violin that she will own, and we thought, well, it'd be good to give violins to the other 2 students. So in our library, we have 2 wonderful violins that were donated by 2 fantastic luthiers, and one, Eden technically is supposed to give it back on Tuesday, and that violin is worth $10,000. Eden, you get to keep the violin for another year. And your bestie, who is so happy for you, should be happy for herself because you getting the other $10,000 violin. Congratulations. Now, I'm mentioning this because the instrument is extremely important. The number one reason why students quit playing an instrument is because they hate their sound. They don't like how it sounds. If you played violin or any other instrument as a child, why'd you quit? Probably the sound, right? And so having the equipment is extremely important to the development. And these are really wonderful, outstanding musicians, and we as an organization should support them. And so we're so happy that we have 3 instruments available for you ladies to be able to continue to play and on. Congrats. Lastly, we have our last award here. And this award is our top award. It's called the Jesse Montgomery Competitive Division Award. And this award was named after the very famous Jesse Montgomery, who is a prolific composer right now. She is a Black woman who is in residence with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. That means that basically she writes music for the Chicago Symphony, which is arguably top 5 orchestras in the world. She writes music for them and they perform the music. Well, she lent her name to our competitive category. And so the category includes, the prizes include for the third and second place winners, where they will receive high quality strings as well as opportunities to perform live on Classical King FM. The first place winner receives a multitude of prizes, which includes a $1,000 college scholarship, a solo debut with Federal Way Symphony Orchestra, a tuition-free scholarship for Key to Change for the next year, and opportunities to perform for members with Seattle Symphony as well as live on Classical King FM. The third place winner of the Jesse Montgomery competitive division goes to Madison Cole. Come on up. The second place winner, who will receive, very similar to Madison, the high quality of strings along with opportunities to perform for musicians with the Seattle Symphony, and lastly with performances on King FM. The second place winner is Avi Spillers. Come on up, congratulations. So the first place winner, as I mentioned, $1,000 scholarship, opportunity to perform with the Federal Way Symphony Orchestra, high quality strings, an instrument, as well as a tuition-free scholarship for the next year. There is also an added bonus, which came from one of our jury members, who has invited the winner to come back and perform as a soloist with their orchestra, Northwest Symphony Orchestra. The winner is Eden Palos. Congratulations. This is a really big deal. This is how we change the face of classical music and the arts. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Real talk, all of the high-level music programs where students get to perform with orchestras, where they receive really high-level instruments, always go to the most rich, white elite. You see the nod? Say yes. Right? And regardless of where you come from, no matter what you look like, every student deserves to receive a high level of music instruction, regardless of if they become a professional or not. And that is who we are as an organization. We will continue to provide resources at a high level for these students to excel so that they can make the choice on what they would like to do with their lives. That is who we are. That is who we will continue to be. And I'm so thankful to everyone who has supported this organization and supported our young people. Thank you so very much.
You know, I love hearing the stories of Washingtonians with a cause. Washingtonians like Vivian, she's doing spectacular things to enrich art and culture. Something I try to do is give voice to people who feel they don't have any. We just wrapped up, or we're coming up to wrapping up our legislative session. People with disabilities, folks of color, and otherwise, we want those voices in our community. And I'm happy to hear that Vivian is getting her flowers for doing the same thing, giving a voice to the voiceless. By stoking the arts, Vivian is helping people express themselves. And so, Vivian, your Community Achievement Award is well deserved. Congratulations. I hope to read some more headlines about your continued work. You're making Seattle even more beautiful, and we all love you for it. Congratulations.
Now I would like to call to the stage a couple of friends to introduce and celebrate the next honoree of our prestigious Community Achievement Award. Please help me in welcoming to the stage 5 amazing women who are genuine supporters of the arts and help lead our city. Please welcome Stephanie Ellis Smith, Dr. Maxine Mims, Valerie Curtis Newton, Jasmine and Janae Scott.
Well, this is such an honor, and I have to say, I'm actually a little nervous. Vivian is an icon in our region. She's an icon to me personally, and I know I can say these words on behalf of everyone who's joining me also on stage. But thank you, Dr. Morris. You made all of this happen. Can we give him also a round of applause before we get into this? Thank you, Dr. Morris, and thanks to all of you for being here and for joining us today. This is so special. Students of Key to Change, of course, and their remarkable successes. I was so inspired listening and watching you all, so thank you so much for all that you do and the time and dedication you give to your musicianship. We're joining here together in support of their futures by funding scholarships that break down barriers standing between them and an outstanding education in classical music. In doing this, we are joining a long line of powerful advocates who have unlocked access to education in the arts and in our region. People who have shaped the character of this place, people who have defended our history and our heritage, and who have made the impossible possible by championing creativity in all of its many forms. So today and every day, we all stand on their shoulders. And among this lineage of incredibly inspiring community leaders, there is no greater giant, no finer force than my good friend and mentor, Vivian Phillips. Vivian is a one-woman Seattle institution, and that is no exaggeration. Born and raised in the Central District, just steps from the historic Jackson Street music scene, she has dedicated decades to bringing people together to advance excellence, equity, and opportunity. An amazing person and an inspiration to many, including myself, her life overflows with outstanding contributions to youth development, the Black community, and the arts. Wipe those tears away, Vivian. Allow me, because I'm not done, allow me to just share a few of her accomplishments, which are legion. Professionally, she served as the communications director for Seattle Mayor and for STG, one of the region's major and largest performing arts organizations. She taught MFA students the art of persuasive communication. She hosted and produced local TV programs about civic policy, arts, and culture. She co-founded the Hansberry Project, an African-American theater lab. And she was part of the producing team for the Tony-nominated 2022 production of For Colored Girls Who've Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Was Enough. Then there is her community service work with cultural organizations both here and beyond, far and wide. Vivian's fingerprints can be found all over the evolutions of the Africa Contemporary Arts Consortium, Washington State Building for the Arts, Seattle Center Foundation, Seattle University College of Arts and Sciences, Seafair, Seattle Women's Commission, Arts Corps, CD Forum, Langston, I'm still going, Historic Central Area Arts and Cultural District, the Cultural Space Agency, and KUOW, and believe it or not, there are others. I just had to stop there in the interest of time. Vivian not only served on the boards of Sport Culture and the Seattle Arts Commission, she chaired each of them for years. And today she continues to serve on the University of Washington Foundation Board, the Vulcan Arts Advisory Board, and the Arts Fund Allocations Committee. If you have ever had the pleasure of Vivian's company, you'll know that she is a vivid and beautiful storyteller with a poet's gift for language and a razor-sharp wit. She has not cussed me out, Quentin. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. She'll have you howling with laughter at one moment and awestruck the next. In recent years, she's turned these talents towards several excellent independent media projects, all aimed at lifting up Seattle's creative community. And she's teamed up most recently with veteran arts journalist Marcy Silman on a podcast called Double Exposure. She created an online publication called Art Noir, which celebrates Black art and culture from the African diaspora. And that project took on a physical profile last year when it opened a beautiful space in the Central District's new Midtown Square. Woo, indeed. Vivian's contributions to our community and her efforts to elevate Black arts and artists of color specifically have made it possible for us to be here today. And I will say also, she has made it possible for me to be here today, and the things that I have been able to do has been so much because of Vivian. They have made, all of us, we have made this possible for, throughout our region over the course of decades to help us learn, dream, and create. And Vivian is so much more than a community servant or a brilliant professional. She understands deeply that caring for a community means connecting with people. She leads not only with her mind, but with her heart. She is a mother, a sister, auntie, friend to countless people who've had the pleasure and privilege of crossing her path. My friend, from myself, and on behalf of all of us, thank you, Vivian. I'm thrilled to present you with the Key to Change Inaugural Community Achievement Award.
Oh, I'm gonna cuss him out. I am so gonna cuss you out later on. But thank you. I'm really humbled, and I'm mostly humbled because of all of you. You young people, you make me so proud. And it's been my honor to be here most years for the Spring Salon since the founding of this organization, because Quentin is so very special to me. And earlier he mentioned that we met when he was 16 years old. And I was judging a competition and I saw this young man play violin. And I thought, he's gonna be somebody. And he is somebody. And he's making it possible for all of you to be somebody, and that makes me extremely happy. To be in this room with people who have really helped me understand better who I am is such an honor. For Dr. Maxine Mims to be here, this is, she was the first African-American woman teacher that I ever experienced in 6th grade at Coleman Elementary School. And for you to be here means so much to me, so very much to me. Every one of the individuals who's standing here has helped me develop who I am. Valerie Curtis Newton has helped me love and understand theater in a way that I wouldn't have otherwise, but once she invited me to be her partner, I was all in. My daughters, Janae and Jasmine Scott. They are two of my 3 pieces of pride and joy, 2 of my 3 children who keep me honest. That's what they do. They support me, but they also keep me honest. And then Stephanie Ellis Smith, I just can't say enough. But let me say this, that when you are in the company of people like this, Stephanie Ellis Smith, Valerie Curtis Newton, folks who are in the audience, Quentin Morris, you better be on your A game, right? So it is from them that I have really understood better how to be excellent. We tend to throw around this term, Black excellence, so often. And I can say very honestly that I don't see it coming from the people who spew it all the time. But Barry Johnson is Black excellence. I love you, Barry. Thank you so much. My forever chief, Carmen Best, is Black excellence, my friend. So I've only recently really begun to understand and appreciate when people tell me how they see me, because early on I was scarred pretty badly by being told that I could never accomplish anything. And I realized that it was a defense mechanism, and I want you young people to know that even though you may come up against adversity, people may not believe in you, the most important thing is for you to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. If you have a bigger vision, if you have a dream like Quentin Morris had for an organization like Key to Change, know that that can happen. And once you believe in yourself, other people like Dr. Maxine Mims will encourage you. They will see something bigger in you, and they'll tell you that. And I wrote some words, but I can't see them anymore. So I'm going to put my phone in my pocket and just say that I am incredibly honored. Thank you to the board of Key to Change for selecting me to be the inaugural recipient of this beautiful, beautiful honor. And thank you to every single person who's participated in it. You know, when I walked in, I saw Quentin with his clipboard. I was like, oh, Lord, it's going to be something. And there's one person that I do want to thank specifically, and that's Fiesta Morris, who is Quentin's mom. And she's been on one side, I've been on the other through this journey. When someone like Quentin wins a competition like he did, goes off to college, and then every time he comes to Seattle and visits his mom, he comes and visits me too. That's really very special. I didn't cuss him out every time, but sometimes I did. And I also just in closing want to say that had it not been for Quentin, I would not have the appreciation of Black composers the way in which I do. I know a little bit about William Grant Still, but because of Q, I know a lot more about Joseph Boulogne, St. George's de Chavier. And I thank you for that. So thank you. I'm honored. Thank you, thank you.
Hold on. So.
Oh, and Jay Inslee. Jay's not running for re-election. Why he wait?
I just want to say that you're not an artist. And one thing that we all as artists love, especially those of us who perform on stage, we love flowers. So we have 6 dozen flowers for you because you deserve your flowers.
Wow, thank you. I'm trying so hard to get off this.
Additionally, we have behind us an original painting from Barry Johnson. Stand up.
Oh my God, seriously?
That is yours.
Oh my God. Well, open it.
It's yours. Open it. They want to see it.
Oh my God. Barry. Oh, Barry. Yes. Oh, Barry. Okay. This is the messy part of the program. Unrehearsed. Oh. Can you see it? Can you all see it?
Yeah.
Self-portrait? One of your beautiful self-portraits?
That was not a self-portrait.
Okay.
That was from a series I stopped making in 2017. But it was about how we had our history covered up and distorted to fit another party's narrative. And I wanted to give you something that was statuesque, so that's oil and marble. Because I wanted to create a monument in your honor here.
Congratulations, Vivian.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone. Thank you.
All I can think of is the word wow. That was fantastic. Vivian, thank you so much for all that you do for our community in spreading the light. You heard Classical King FM mentioned a couple of times. Our next speaker is intimately knowledgeable of that organization. Brenda Barnes is the CEO of Classical King FM. She's also a board member for Key to Change. I've known Brenda for, I don't know, a year or two or so in various circles. She's also a PhD. She's a pilot. She's a classically trained clarinetist. And don't let her love of classical music fool you. She apparently loves music where the musicians smash their instruments at the end. She was a huge fan of The Who back in the day. Please give a warm welcome to Brenda Barnes.
Well, we've all heard this afternoon that it takes a support system for young people to be at their very best in learning to play an instrument. And we've heard that that support system includes lessons and rosin and bows and bow hairs, instruments, performing opportunities, and the like. And we've also heard Quentin Morris talk about the fact that there isn't equity when it comes to music education and these kind of opportunities. And that's why Key to Change is such an important organization. It provides opportunities to the students in South King County that they wouldn't have otherwise, and they didn't have prior to Key to Change. We can see and hear absolutely the incredible work that Key to Change is doing in the lives of these young people. We hear their performances, and they're absolutely stunning and amazing after just playing for a couple of years. And that's because these students really appreciate the opportunities that they have. They make the most of it. Not all students do, but these students know what it means to have an opportunity handed to you. And they take that opportunity and they run with it, and we can see and hear the incredible difference it's making in their lives. And this organization's providing that support structure for music instruction. It's providing them with that support structure personally, and it's turning them all into leaders. It's making them the leaders they were born to be. So I'm asking you to join me now in supporting this organization financially so that Dr. Quentin Morris and the wonderful team that he's assembled can continue to do this important work and change lives. It's not just about music, it's about changing lives in South King County, and we invite you to be a part of this important mission. There's a QR code on your program. You can write a check, you can use the QR code. There are many, many ways to give, including going to the website, but I invite you to do it right now while we've had this incredible inspiration. Please take this opportunity to support a very, very important organization doing great work in our community. Thank you.
Thank you all so very much. I really appreciate everyone's support for our organization. Again, appreciate everyone donating towards our scholarship fund, which allows us to be able to continue to provide scholarships for our students in South King County. I also want to just take a moment and thank all of you again for attending our fundraiser. I want to, of course, thank Mark Wright for as our MC. Thank you. All of our beautiful students and their performances, our sponsors who have helped with our mission of providing world-class music education to students in South King County. Finally, my board, my staff, I just want to, if you're a board member, if you're a member of the staff, please stand and be recognized. Please, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of organization to make sure that all of this comes off very well. My mom, man, thank you so much, Mom, for everything. So I really appreciate you and all the ideas and everything that I can float from you. My Uncle David, who catered the first reception. There is a community reception following this in the Nordstrom room, or in the Founders Room, so everyone is invited to come and see that. And so please, when you come to the reception, take a picture. We've got a step and repeat. Use it and tell your stories to each other. Greet our students and say hi to someone that you don't know. Thank you all so very much. I also just want to send a quick shout out to the Seattle Symphony staff here. They have been amazing. The folks up in the booth, everyone behind stage. Adam Mooney, I absolutely love working with you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate this. And thank you to everyone who is watching on this live stream. Really appreciate your support. And I hope that everyone has a great day. We're done. Let's grab some food. Thank you.